Im-
Welcome back to the Jacked podcast. What's up, Manraj?
What's up, yo?
It's been a while,
How's
man.
everything? Really?
Actually, that's not been a while. I guess it's been a while in the podcast world because we haven't. The last one we posted was me and Kags did the last one. Actually, we have a new podcast tomorrow.
What's tomorrow?
You're in the one. We talked about gymnast therapy. That's coming out November 4th.
Oh, I didn't even
You
know.
remember that one?
Yeah. I think that was
Yeah,
good.
we just posted late, but okay. Anyways, yo, you just got back from Mexico, right?
Yeah, bro.
How was that?
It was good. It was really good. Just played sports for like 7 days straight.
Are you good?
10 times more fun than working out.
Are you gonna be an athlete now, or what's the
Oh, I
transition?
wish, bro. I wish I could just go back to playing sports. But remember me and you, Kegs had this conversation? I was like, bro,
Yeah, yeah,
stop
yeah.
playing sports. You're gonna stop working out. I'm like, bro, it's just so much more fun.
It is more fun. It's more I think it's more fun, but it's also more like engaging because there's more interaction with people, you know? Like it's like I think I like that part more because you can literally like beat somebody in like
Yeah.
competitiveness, not like fight. But you can literally like be like, oh, I'm gonna win this game. And if you don't win, it's like, okay, you get better the next round or whatever the next day, right? So it
Yeah.
becomes more like engaging per se. Workout is like, yo, you see muscle every like fucking 6 years. And
Yeah. The thing is that the stimulus is different, right? That's the thing.
yeah.
Stimulus is different every single time you play,
Yeah.
whereas training, it's the same. Like what I mean by that is like no matter how on point your training or your nutrition is, like if you're incline dumbbell pressing 90s, chances are you're still gonna do 90s like 2 weeks from now.
That is true.
Or like next time you go to the gym, like you already know. Like I'm training, what am I training? Like I'll train chest on like Monday, right?
Okay.
I already know how everything's gonna feel, how everything's gonna be, where I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it, how it's gonna go, how the sets are gonna go.
Yeah.
Maybe I might get 1 rep less or 1 rep more. It's pretty much it, right? Whereas like every single time you play basketball, right, there's so many different factors. Every person might be like different. You didn't play
Yeah.
with them last time.
Yeah.
Someone might have an off game or a really good game.
That's true.
So it's like you could play 3 games with like 10 people. The first 2 games, like one person was really shit, but the third game they go
Yeah.
off. Like they hit like crazy amounts of shots or points.
Yeah.
And like the plays that you're running are like different.
It
It's not like
changes.
one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that's why the stimulus is like so new, right? Constantly. So it keeps you like hyper engaged.
Would you say though like that's what makes like bodybuilding, if you want to call it, um hard because most people can't do it. Like they can't stick to it long enough.
Yeah, of course. Of course. I
Yeah.
mean, bro, like probably probably since like 2018, I did my first show. I've had maybe like 150 people I talked to. They're like, I'm gonna do a show.
Yeah.
None of them have done it.
Because I guess like
None
with
of them have done
bodybuilding,
it.
like the skill isn't that high. Like acquiring a skill for movement or like doing the thing is not that high, but the skill comes in the consistently doing the same shit over and over again, right?
Yeah,
Which in my opinion, I think it can benefit a lot of other areas of life if you can maintain that skill of like okay being bored and doing the same shit over and over again. That you
yeah,
can apply that to so many other areas, right? Where like
yeah,
in because you see athletes like you hear so again, bro. Like if you're an athlete, their work ethic is fucking insane too. And if you're at the highest game and you're doing all this stuff, like work ethic is crazy, skills are crazy. But then you see them going in waves, right? Because they have this like 10-year career, they make so much fucking bank. But then afterwards, they don't know what to do. There's so much stimulus, right? But they haven't created that skill of like doing some shit boring. They always have to be stimulated, right?
yeah. I think
So
those people that are like hyper competitive and they get to like high levels of sports,
yeah,
I think they have like extreme amounts of discipline, right?
for sure.
Like, oh,
That's true.
like I can't, yo, it's just different. Like I can't
Yeah,
imagine
yeah,
like I can't imagine, I don't know, being like Jordan, like winning 5 times,
yeah,
right? And then like the sixth one's coming up and being like, all right, fuck it, like, oh, I can't cut my practice short half an hour. It's like,
yeah.
so it's like it's just a different like mindset,
It is true. Yeah.
especially if you have everything, right? But the average person, I think why people just stop the gym
Yeah,
because when you look at a 9 to 5, if you throw in a commute and everything, you can only do like one activity a day.
that is true.
So it's like if you've already been working out for like 2, 3, 4, 5 years,
Yeah,
oh, to a certain point, it just gets so fucking boring.
yeah.
I think a lot of people just think like, is this what I want to do with my life? And they're just like, no. And they'd much rather go play basketball or like baseball, which I would 100% do.
Which is fine. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Because even like, yeah, even for me, I don't even, I would never work out if I couldn't compete no more. I'll just stop working out.
Really.
Oh, it's so boring.
Even, but even with like the health benefits, like for your bone density, like
Who
longevity,
cares
health
about health, man? Who cares about health? You'll be fine. Like
so where
playing
do you?
sports, you'll be fine. You don't have
Yeah,
to
but
train.
yeah, but as you get older and older, like that's a lot of stress in the joints, right? If you don't have enough muscle. No,
No, you'll be
you
fine.
don't think so?
I think you'll be fine, man. I'm telling you, bro, there's no way like you'll retain that muscle mass that you have,
For
right?
sure, a little
Like
bit. Yeah,
if you're sprinting in like basketball or you're sprinting in, soccer, like you'll still build some like develop or you still keep some of that development. You won't
yeah,
obviously keep all of it, but you'll still need some of that muscle mass, right, to play that
for
sport.
sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think it would be like fine. I don't think you would get so unhealthy to the point where you fall. I think training after a certain age is like so detrimental for you. It's so bad.
Really
Yeah. Like I think some of these guys are like 50 years old, 55, they're in the gym like 6 times a week. It's like, why, bro? Like, what are you doing?
interesting. I think I'll be that guy. I would need
No
like every
way.
morning. I would do a workout.
No way.
That's
There's,
the plan, bro. In the morning when I have like kids and
there's
shit,
no way,
like
bro.
I'd work out. Nah, I wouldn't do 6 days, but I'd do 4 days a week in the
Yeah,
morning.
4 days. I'm talking about 6 days.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's no
would
way
do
you're
like
gonna do
the
that.
other 2 days. I would do something though, like a walk or like maybe like a sport or
Yeah, a
like
walk is not real.
badminton or some shit.
Walk doesn't even count.
If you a fast walk, bro. You see the nudgy walking, like like the
No,
hands
no,
up.
that doesn't even count.
Really?
No, man. What's a walk?
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I don't think
before
you'd. I don't
workouts.
think you'd work out 6 times a week. You work. You don't even work out 6 times a week now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's no way you're going to be 20, 25, 30 years into working out and be like, I'm going to do 6 times a week now.
Yeah, you don't need to
More
anyways.
responsibilities, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't need to.
So I think after a certain time, it just gets boring.
Yeah. But I'd continue working out.
Yeah,
I think I enjoy it.
yeah.
I would.
I enjoy the like progression. But
Yeah,
after a certain point, your hands are tied. There's no more progression that can happen, and I think I would stop.
maybe. Yeah, yeah.
Like, yo, after
I think. Yeah.
no, because
I
I'm
think.
saying like the way I like training, right? It's like I like when
Yeah,
my RDLs go from like 140 dumbbells to like 160s. And
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
having like that fear, right? But it's
yeah,
when I have like two, three, four, or whatever kids,
yeah. Five.
I'm not gonna be, yeah, 100, I wish, bro. I wish I had 5 kids.
That'd be-
I'm not gonna be at the 160 dumbbells and be like,
Yeah,
fuck it, I'm gonna risk it, go to the 180s. Whereas I would do that now. But then
for
I'll be
sure.
like, but in the future, then I'll be like, yo, there's like 5 people depending on me. Nah, leave it. So
Yeah.
like you're held back by your thoughts so much.
But then you change your style of training, right? You still modify your training. Like you don't, but unless like you only like this one way of
That's what I'm
training.
saying. I only like this one way of training. I
Yeah,
would never
yeah,
do high volume. I hate that. Cardio with weights, I
yeah.
hate that shit.
Yeah. But like you can also do like drop sets and like, some rest pause sets, things like that. Or like just to up the intensity. Or like you can do supersets so that you
Yeah,
literally can't go as heavy. Or
yeah,
like
yeah.
you do
No,
more machine based shit, right? Yeah.
I would still do that, but I don't think it would be nearly as fun. Like I would say right now I have, let's say out of 100%,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
have like 40% fun. By then I think it'll be like 10.
Really?
Because you can't push yourself that much, man.
That's wild.
I'm telling
That-
you, bro, you're like 32, right? So
Yeah,
like,
37, yeah.
yeah, so like when you're 21, you were like
Yeah.
invincible.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, like look at your
You're
workouts
massive.
when you're 21 compared to now.
Wild. Wild, yeah.
Yeah, so throw another 6 years onto
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Throw another two, three people depending on you. You're not gonna push yourself like that. Or like take those risks. But those risks are the fun things.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah. Like it's like when we train legs and we're doing RDOs, you're like, oh, I'm gonna do 90s. Yo, fuck
Yeah,
the 90s, bro. Let's jump to the 120s, 130s. You're like, oh, I have this fatigue. I'm like, yo, fuck it, bro. Just do it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You made that jump because no one depends on you. But yeah, if you're 37, you're not gonna make that jump.
That is true.
Yeah,
Maybe. Yeah. I think what I kind of like is I think there's a couple things. I like the structure and routine itself. Like having some sort of routine of like going somewhere and then getting like a workout in and whatever it is, like having regiment, right? And like, having meals and having training, that kind of stuff. I think I find that part really fun. So if it gets, like you said, it might replace one of the days with like sport. That's fine. But like lifting in general, I think the pump that comes from it and like whatever the feelings you get, I think I enjoy that part too. Instead of just because like bro, recently like I had like a refeed day, for example. And like I just did like a high volume day that day where I supersetted and like triple setted fucking movements. Like I did shoulder press, neutral pull downs, pullovers, like 20 to 30 reps, 3 sets with like the refeed day, right? And like I finished the workout in like 50 minutes first off. And after the workout, I was like fucking huge, like swole, right? And that part I enjoyed. But obviously, that kind of workout is hard to make progress on. So if you're like competing, you want to obviously make sure you're making progress, and that way you put on muscle tissue, whatever, whatever. But like that kind of style training, I think I would train like that in the future. I'm just doing crazy high volume, just hitting a sick pump, so my mood is good, I feel good, and then I can take care of whatever needs to be done. Because I think in the future, like maybe like if it's business or something else, that will be the driving factor of like motivation to do shit on a daily basis per se, if you want to call it that.
yeah,
Rather than like right now, I get up or like I look forward to like the structure of meals, training, and then obviously the client stuff, but like meals, training, and like physique competitiveness, right? That's what I
yeah,
look forward to. I think in the future it would be like, okay, the gym is like part of the routine, like an anchor point, and then family business will be the main focuses, right?
yeah.
But I think it'll always stay because I just like the routine and I like how it makes me feel. But
Mm.
yeah, again, everyone's different, right? You'll like sports. I like, yeah, that's fine.
No, that's good. I think
Like
if you like the feeling of like just working out
crazy
and
pump.
getting a pump, then that's good. I like the
Yeah,
feeling of like progression, right? So that's what
for
I'm saying.
sure.
At like a certain degree, like at a certain point, you're not
Yeah,
able to
yeah,
do
yeah.
that.
You can't send it. Yeah,
Yeah. So if like that feeling or that situation is gonna die, then it's kind of like those two things
yeah,
are hand in hand tied, right?
yeah. It's fine. I don't really think about when it's gonna die. I'm like, guys, I think I can progress forever at this point, but I know that's gonna stop eventually. I'm not gonna think about when, but when it does, then you gotta transition to whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I don't
Yeah.
want to cap myself to be like, yo, maybe at like 35, I'll be like, fucking no more progress.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I think you would keep progressing till you're 40, bro. Right?
Yeah,
For the next like 2, 3 years.
yeah,
Um, if you keep, I don't know. Like, here's what I'll say. I think there's a reason that you train at Freebird, right?
yeah,
There's a reason why you train at Freebird and not at like Kings Point
yeah,
for the next 10 years. Because it's just so boring. And for me, there's a reason I change gyms every 6 to 7 months.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It
Of
just gets
course.
like so boring, man. Like going, seeing the same exact person. Some people like that. That's amazing, right? But
Yeah, yeah.
I could never do that. I could never be like that person. I think I have like ADHD in that sense, which I don't really know if that's a thing. But
Yeah, change the environment is important, bro. Like, yeah, it's needed.
even when I talk to someone,
Yeah,
my brother, he just
yeah.
recently quit his job and he because he got a better job.
Sick.
And we were talking and he was like he's been at that job for like 10 years, right? And I was like,
Okay.
oh, I can't even fucking fathom that. Like driving down the same road,
Yeah,
parking at the same time, getting out the same way for 10 years is fucked.
yeah.
That's crazy. Like I can't even fathom that. Like even like if I do the same thing for like a year, I'm like, holy shit, bro, it's like boring.
So that's a good transition. I had a question for you. It was lingering in my mind. So when it comes to like say whatever we're doing right now, right? And we're talking about this before too. Do you see yourself doing the same shit for 5 years, like next 5 years?
Like working out or what are you talking about specific?
Working, coaching, business wise, like in the same business, same field, or you don't
I
know?
don't know. I
Like
don't know.
what does like say like you're 30, right? Right now you're like 26, right?
Yeah.
So like say like you're 30. What does like what would be successful for you if you're at 30? You'd be like, if I was at 30 and I had this, or I was doing this, I'd find myself pretty successful.
Yo, bro, I already think I'm like, in my opinion, I already think I'm like
No,
very successful now.
I know, but would it
Yeah,
look at the same? Would it look same as now compared when you're 30?
yeah, I would say so.
Oh, oh, sick. Okay, that's awesome.
Like I would say so. Like the only thing I would say would be different is just like having kids.
Yeah, that's good.
Like having kids. Otherwise, like even like buying cool shit. I mean, yeah, like that doesn't really excite me. Like I've never done that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I've been thinking about getting a cool car, but I'm like, bro,
That'd be sick. You get it, bro.
no, bro, don't say this, bro.
Get a Corvette, bro.
Don't infect my brain. No, I've been thinking about getting like a nice car, but then I'm like, yo, like, what's the point? Like I like just being like chill,
I'll
right?
just get like a Kia, bro. Fucking just get like an
Yeah.
electric Kia or some shit.
Yeah, I like just being chill. Like
Yeah.
I know some guys that are like they're car guys and they're like, oh shit, my car payment's coming up and they're stressed about like their car payment.
Mm-hmm.
I think, well, they have car payments of like $2,000 or something,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
1,500, and it's like, bro, what's the point? So it's
Yeah.
like, I
They
would need,
probably enjoy it, but yeah. Hopefully they enjoy it. Like their
yeah,
cars.
yeah. They,
Yeah.
yeah, even some of these car guys, like what I've realized is like, I don't know, I like all the car guys that I knew, they're all
Yeah.
in their early 20s, but
Yeah,
now
that's
that
true.
life's catching up to them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right? That like, yo, they're like, oh, I have to settle down. I need X money for this and that. They all stop being car guys
Mm.
because it's just like so expensive, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's why they're kind of just like, fuck it. Um, so yeah, I don't really think. I think, bro,
No,
my
so
definition of success would be the same thing.
no, yeah, so what is that? That's what I was gonna get to. So like I was just questioning it because like what is
Just
success? Yeah.
what I would say is like free stress, like no having no stress, unless it's self-inflicted stress.
Sick.
Um, being healthy, I think would be a good thing. Having family and bro, just doing whatever I want whenever I want and having location freedom.
That's fire.
I think that's would be
It's clear, yeah.
like that's what would be like success. But I think the most important thing is like doing what I want, like when I want,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
how much
100%.
of that thing I want to do, right? Like I don't want to go, I don't want to like when I used to have a job, it's like go to work, I have to do this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like as bad as it might sound, like I used to have meetings with trainers,
Yeah.
right? That I knew like weren't serious, and I was supposed to like somehow motivate them, but I didn't
Mm.
care. Like I genuinely didn't care. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
why would I care? I'm like, why am I like caring about this person's goals more than them? But I understand it from a business perspective because you want to retain, the trainer and the employee and everything, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
for me, I'm like, bro, I didn't care. Why the fuck do I care? But do what you want with your life.
Yeah.
So it's like it was pretty, yeah. Like so, I think having that now, it's just like I just do my own thing, how much ever I
Yeah.
want, when I want to do. No one really
Yeah.
says anything, right?
That's interesting. That's good. Only reason I asked that, bro, is because Ken, like everyone has like different definitions, right? Like you'd be like, okay, I'll define success when I have like this much money in the bank, and then I have this physique, or I have this car, or this house, this, and then we like never really like whatever we do now ever, right? That's
That's
all because
interesting. I didn't bring up the physique thing. That's very interesting.
yeah.
I just caught onto it.
That's
I got
so
up.
I was like expecting is like okay by 30 if I have like a family I have this car and I'm making this much or I have this physique or win this much shows like whatever, right? I'm sure you have those directions, but I think you feel like you feel good, you feel you feel like you're successful, you feel like you're at peace, but like you're always, I think the biggest thing you mentioned was like stress free, but that does not include self-inflicted stress, right? But I think a
Yeah,
lot of us we don't inflict stress, right? When we don't need to.
yeah, yeah.
And
Even,
that's where the beauty is, right?
even with money, like I have certain goals I want to hit, but
For
like
sure.
they don't mean anything though.
That's interesting. That's what I
Like
mean.
what,
That's
like
interesting.
what
Like
I
most,
mean is like
yeah,
let's say whatever. Like let's say someone wants to hit like six figures, right?
yeah,
Their like job,
yeah,
right? Like they want to hit that number because they're like, yo, I want to buy like X thing. So it's actually changed a lot, like over the last like I would say like 5 years, 6 years.
okay,
Like when I was working my job and I was like, yo, I'm gonna make six figures, I'll hit that. And I hit that, I was like, yo, I want like I don't know why. I don't know why, bro. I used to go through this crazy phase of like having a massive house.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, yo, I want a mansion, I want this, I want that, right? And yeah, and like once once I hit those goals and I was like, yo, like, why would I just want a bigger house?
Yeah.
Just like to do what? Like to do
Yeah.
what
Yeah. Yeah.
in, right? To do
Yeah.
like nothing. So it's like then I realized I'm like, yo, it's not actually like for me, it's not actually like the money itself. It's just kind of I just want to do what I want to do.
Working towards something. Yeah.
Like if I like for example, like tomorrow if I wake up and I'm like, yo, I don't want to post on Instagram, I won't fucking post.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't have to like I'm not forced by like my income to
Mm-hmm.
post, right? So
Yeah.
it's like I think the best feeling is like for me, the best feeling is like waking up and having like X amount of like money in your account and you're like, oh, I didn't even fucking have to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I literally don't have to do anything for the next 4 years,
Yeah.
but I'm just doing it because I want to do it. Right.
That's the best. Yeah. And
So
like you obviously, and again, caveat to this, you've worked a lot in the past whatever years, like five, six,
so
seven,
I think
like
I've been working since I was
because
12, bro.
that's an important point, right? Because someone might hear and they'd be like, "Oh shit, yo, he's just fucking killing it at 26, and like he's only 26 and he has this much bank, whatever it is."
I
And
have
then
no
I know you don't, nothing. You always ask me for money all the time, for coffee and shit all the time, so it's fine. But like, say like they hear that and they're like, "Yo, just chill for 4 years," and he's doing what he likes at 26, but they
yeah,
don't understand the previous from 2018, 17, whenever you start at
yeah,
Good Life and you worked your way, whatever.
yeah.
Like you've been
Like my initial goal was always to kill it until 30. Like
sick.
my initial thought process was always like, yo, sacrifice my 20s.
Yeah, yeah,
Sacrifice
yeah.
my 20s, I'll just enjoy everything later.
That's
Right?
pretty good. Yeah,
But it's like I realized I came to a point, it's like, yo, like wealth is the number that's left between your income and your expenses, right? So it's like I
yeah,
have people that make like 250, 260 a year,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
spend 220. Like they
yeah,
only have 50 grand left, right? So it's like, yeah, that's still a lot of money to have left over,
for
right? But
sure.
it's like they're just doing dumb shit constantly and just buying dumb shit.
Yeah,
Right? So it's like, what's really like the point of that, right? So it's like people, fucking hell, like bro, there's people that buy like fucking like Louis Vuitton this or like Gucci this and that. Like, don't get me wrong, I buy that shit, but I don't buy it for myself. I buy it for like other people. Like I'll
that's
buy it
awesome.
for
Yeah,
my like whatever fiance or mom or whatever, right?
yeah,
But it's like, yo, people buy these $800 t-shirts and this and that. It's like, bro, you're just adding stress to your life.
yeah,
I think financial stress thing is the worst in my
yeah,
opinion because
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
if you don't have anything, then it's like it's always like it's interesting, bro, because it's like when you don't have money, like money is
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
But when you have money, like money means nothing. It's just numbers on a screen, right?
There's just numbers. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like, oh, I'll just delete some of my numbers to give you some numbers for like this water,
yeah,
right? So it's like, I don't know. I'm just more of like now my goals are just like, yo, continue this peace of mind and just like enjoyment. And
yeah,
just doing what I want. Like I don't
yeah,
really
yeah, yeah,
care to have a nice car. I don't really care to like flex on people, this and that. And
yeah,
I did an experiment this year. You know my
yeah.
experiment, right? I bought
You
something
bu-
so fucking stupid.
Yeah, you bought it.
God
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
damn. So I bought
It
something
looks
that's
sick though. Yeah,
yeah, it's not bad. So I
yeah.
bought something that was so I bought this before like a car.
Okay.
Because my whole thought process, I'm like, yo, when you buy something, it's
Yeah,
always the best, right? But
yeah,
over time that becomes like your new standard,
yeah,
right? So like if it's your new standard, this doesn't mean anything.
yeah,
So it's like if someone goes from walking and they buy a Honda, like
yeah,
they're on top of the world.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But if someone goes from like a Honda to like a Lamborghini, they're on top of the world. But
yeah.
eventually that Lamborghini feels like that Honda again. And eventually that Honda feels like a bicycle again. Right?
Unless your Honda looks like Shazar's, but continue.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm
Yeah,
saying like you just get used to it, right?
for sure.
That's why like all these
100%.
billionaires like the Lamborghinis don't excite them to a certain degree. So
Yeah,
I bought this thing.
yeah,
I just bought it and I was like, okay, like yo, it's nice. Like the first day or two, I was excited, but
yeah,
then
yeah,
like 3, 4 days later, I was just leaving it everywhere. Like I
yeah.
didn't give a fuck about it.
Crazy.
So I'm like, yo, like this didn't do anything.
It didn't do any.
I'm
Yeah.
like, why would I buy a car, have like crazy car payments for what
Well, what if,
to get
what
injured?
if like, what if like instead of you buying that, you ended up buying like a private gym for yourself? Well, you think that would excite you more?
Yeah. You know my
It's like,
favorite thing to do, bro?
yeah,
My absolute fucking favorite thing, bro.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Buying other people's shit or just giving money away. That shit's the fucking best, bro. I love that shit.
Okay, yeah, of course. That's the
Yeah,
best. Yeah,
that's like my favorite, bro. That's like
the
my
best feeling.
like I've probably bought way more shit for other
Yeah,
people in my life than I've actually spent money on myself.
For sure.
I think
Yeah, yeah.
that's probably like
It feels the best.
best thing. Yeah, that's for sure the best thing.
And then like even doing that, like you still feel like you are you're still chasing whatever metrics, right? For business, income, whatever, and you're still able to stay on top of your shit. Because most people will like if they don't have like a reward system where like they're constantly looking forward to like maybe buying that or like going here, going there, right?
But you only need that reward system if what
Yeah.
you're doing you don't enjoy it, right?
Even if you're enjoying it, like to go to the next level constantly.
Yeah, but that's the way I think about it is like you only
Yeah.
need a reward if
Yeah.
you're doing something you don't like.
For sure.
Like a kid, for example, you're like, yo,
Yeah.
eat your vegetables, and then you
Yeah.
have this piece of chocolate. But why are you giving them that piece of chocolate? It's to reward like them doing this activity they don't want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
For
Yeah.
me, if I'm already doing every single thing in the day that I want to do, why would I need to reward myself?
That's a that bro, like it's so funny you say that. So like when I asked this question, redefining success, like literally like I kind of wrote it on the sheet and I was mapping out not mapping out my day, but I was just like, okay, what does it mean to me? And literally like two things I wrote. I'm like, a majority of my tasks in a day I chose to do and I like doing them.
Yeah,
And like it was like 90% yes. And there was like 10% that I was like, okay, how can I not do this, right? But then instead of those 10%, I was like, not do this. Like, how can I reframe my mind around it? Because some of those things, like like maybe fucking
you
like
have to do.
taxes and shit, like things like that, like or like getting receipts and like writing them down or emails or whatever it is,
Yeah,
or like even editing videos. I'm sure I don't know if you enjoy it to the max or whatever, but it's like those things are okay. You guys still that still relates to whatever I want to do, technically, right? So that's why I had to take a step back in terms of I did the same shit where I was like, you know what? I redefined it a little bit. I was like, okay, majority of the time, as long as I'm doing what I want to do because of my choice, I'm living pretty nice.
yeah,
And then and like that's kind of like similar in terms
yeah,
of redefining success. Like that's what it looks like. At the same time, still having like this drive of working towards whatever numbers, financial freedom, stress, whatever it is, want to work towards. Because I'm not there yet. We're like you're like fucking stress free. Um, and again, self-inflicted stress aside,
yeah,
there's other shit that is hard to control that I'm not there yet, but that's what I'm working towards. But at the same time, I'm like in the day to day, I still like what I like my day to day looks like, which I
yeah,
think is the most important part. Because if you can like your day to day, then you end up doing whatever you really want to do in the long run. Because you actually like your daily life, you know?
yeah. I think to a certain degree, like you just have to have like the bigger picture in mind,
For sure.
right? So it's like even for me, like I started working when I was like 13 or something, like super young, right?
Well, yeah.
But like even like the jobs that I had in the past, well, I didn't necessarily like them, but they
Yeah,
like, they provided like a good income for my age.
for
So for
sure.
me, I was always like, yo, like fuck it. Like I'll just suck it up. Like I'll just do it. I'll just do what I have to do, like sacrifice my 20s and
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
chill out. Right.
Yeah,
So it's like now that I'm here, I'm kind of like I was in the chase for so long.
yeah,
Like, I was in the chase for so long, like just wanting to do what I want to do. Now
yeah,
that I'm like here, I'm like, yo, I don't want to fuck this up just by buying a stupid car.
for
I'm
sure.
just
I
like
get,
adding stress to my life for like no reason.
yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah,
So it's like even if I think of something, like I want to
yeah,
do something, like I'll sleep on it for months, bro. Like for months. Like these Gasp t-shirts, right?
yeah.
So bro, I think these t-shirts cost me probably like I think maybe about like six, seven of them, right? And
Okay.
I think I probably spent like maybe like $200, right? But bro, I slept on this for like six, 7 months, bro. Like to buy these shirts.
Fuck.
Like I slept on it because I'm like, yo, do I really need it? No, I don't. Like, what's that? Even that, like the watch that I bought, right? I think
Yeah.
I bought it in April. Bro, I
Okay.
slept on it for like from November. So like November, December, January, February, March, April, like 6 months I slept on it.
Crazy.
Because it's like I'm like, yo, like I don't really think anything's really necessary, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of I think a lot of the things that we do are just to impress other people. I know I've done it in the past, right?
Of course, nature,
So
bro.
it's
It's like
like,
community. Yeah.
yeah, like when I was 2018, like sorry, when I was 18 years old,
Yeah.
such stupid shit, bro. I used to work in like factories,
Okay.
and bro, I was so serious about like making money
Okay.
in grade 11. you know how you have March break, right? So everyone was
Yeah.
playing Call of Duty, right? I
Okay.
was like, oh, fuck it. Like, I need to make this money. So I
Yeah.
went to, and I got a job at a factory for 5 days, bro, through an agency, probably making like $8 an hour, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll probably work maybe like 40 hours, 8 times 4. Let's say I made like, I don't know, like $300 or something,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like, just fucking slaving away at a factory. And then like months later, like, True Religion jeans were like so cool.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
went and I went and I bought like fucking 400, $500 like jeans. Because like
That's
everyone else had them,
tough.
right? So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is pretty fucking sick. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
I'll buy this. And
Yeah.
I bought it, bro. I wore those jeans twice and I gave it to my friend. Because it worked
Crazy.
out, right? They didn't fit. Like your
Yeah. Yeah.
pecs get
Yeah.
bigger, your glutes get bigger. I went from like 142 to like 160, 170 within like a year.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So like they didn't even fit. I wore them twice.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, yo, like, why would I do that? I just slaved away and I just gave up my life for nothing.
Works. Works. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I always think of like it in a time perspective.
It's funny. It's funny, right? Like for this kind of thing, obviously you've had previous experience that didn't work out per se, or like you realize, okay, this was not stimulating me whatsoever, right?
Mhm.
But like it took so long to make that decision. But like say for business or whatever, I'm sure you make decisions way faster, right? Like if you do certain things, or is it
Um,
similar? I guess there isn't that much decision making in what we do,
yeah,
right?
not that much decision making. Not that much.
We're not at like a level where we're employees or something like that, so
Yeah.
it's
Which I kind of just like doing like my own thing.
that's good. Yeah, yeah, makes
Plus, I
it
don't
cheap.
like dealing with like honestly, speaking, I don't like dealing with like HR stuff.
It makes sense.
Like if I want to talk a certain way, like I just want to talk a certain way.
You get too many complaints, bro. It's like Manraj said this to me.
Yeah, like at my old job, it's like,
Yeah,
you can't say this, you can't talk about this topic
for
and that,
sure.
right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
you could hire anyone, but you need to hire people under these guidelines. So it's like,
That's true.
can you really hire anyone? Not really, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like I was like, yo, if I'm already running this business, like why don't I just go actually do my own thing?
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, I think people underestimate like
How much you can
I
do as a
think
person. Yeah.
I think people actually underestimate like how much they could do and like how much like freedom like you actually have, right? And it's not always about like the money, which I like. Don't get me wrong, bro. Like money's obviously
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah.
the goal of a business is
For
to
sure.
make profits, right?
Yeah,
But bro, if you lose, let's say that's you lose $20,000 like on your yearly income,
yeah.
but you work like 3 hours less every day, right? You're not fucking commuting in some shitty like weather. Like
You like what you do.
you like what you do and you're around your family for an extra 30 minutes a day. That's easy, bro. That's an easy trade,
Game changer.
right? Game changer.
And bro, like if you actually think about it, like say like for example, you take a massive income hit and you don't make much, whatever it is, right? But then 5, 6 years later, now you have the lifestyle, plus you make maybe more than whatever you were doing. And like in my opinion, like if you actually do the work, maybe it takes you 3 years to get to whatever income level that you had in your previous job, maybe, and even beat that a lot of times. If you actually put in 3 years of actual work consistently, and that's a big caveat. Like it's like actual work on a daily basis. Say like
Yeah,
you have the exact same 8 hours, right? Um, you'll learn way more about everything
yeah,
and yourself, and the skills you would have after that point are gonna take you so much further everywhere else, right? Rather than like sticking to that job and just waiting for that promotion. Now you're not your ceiling is already capped, but also your skill set and your work ethic doesn't really get accelerated because you don't build that capacity, right? So I think because like you think about it, like I think it's like and you already know the answer to this, but I think I like the analogy of who would you hire more? Like the guy who or not hire more, or who would you trust more for advice for money? If like the guy who fucking won a lottery for $10,000, or that person who worked 10 years to get to ten
mhm.
thousand, but now he's making 10,000 fucking every month or whatever. That guy who worked for ten
Yeah.
years, right? Because
Yeah.
like the
It's the
amount of
same.
knowledge,
It's
yeah,
the same analogy with training, right? Like I talked to Mandeep about this.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
yo, if
yeah,
someone's struggling to grow their chest, don't
yeah,
ask the guy that already has a big chest. Ask the
yeah,
guy
yeah, yeah.
that his chest was a weak point and now he has a good chest
That's it.
because he's
That's it.
done like 200 things to like improve it.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah,
this
yeah,
guy was like, oh, bro, I did the bench press and it just started growing.
yeah.
That advice isn't really like applicable to
It's
like
not applicable. Yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah.
you, right? But I think inherently, I genuinely think like people are just kind of lazy.
For
Uh,
sure. That's why I put big caveat there, bro. I was like,
I
actual
think
work. Yeah.
I think people are lazy. Like people say like they're scared to take risks.
Yeah.
But the biggest risk is like having a job because like you're not actually in control of what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, like I have so many guys that are in tech, and my girlfriend or fiance is in tech.
So
She'll tell
exciting.
me
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, this company shut down. 700 people got laid off."
Crazy.
And it's like, okay, like that's not really in your control, right? Whereas
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
doing your own thing, like entrepreneurship, like you could just be like, all right, I'm gonna put an extra 4 hours. I'm gonna do this, 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 and
Yeah.
you could see the return right away. But I think people are just lazy. Like, bro, it's easy to have a job, man. You just go, someone tells you what to do. There's no thinking involved, right?
Yeah. It's stable, right? It gives you
Yeah.
stability. Yeah.
No, even just thinking, bro. Like it's actually
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like more hard work and requirement. Sorry, more hard work and critical thinking is required in like just doing your own thing. Because
5,000,
when
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
when I had my own, when I had like that job was like, yo, this is a proven system, do this. And I was like, okay, sick. I did that system and I got the outcome that I wanted and the job wanted. And then I got
Yeah.
promoted and they're like, yo, this is a system, this is the way to do it. I'm like, okay, I did it. I killed it and I got promoted again. And they're like, yo, this is the way, this is the system, do it. I just did
Yeah.
it. So like I literally didn't even think. I was just autopilot.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Whereas like
You know,
now
like
it's like I'm constantly thinking.
that mentorship we're in, or you were in, right? And like the business mentorship, right?
Yeah.
That's where I felt like it was literally like that. It was putting us in a box where this is a system and you follow exactly it, and this is where we want to get you to, so you can level up to the next mentorship. And like
Yeah.
I felt like I was actually in a job. Like I'm
Yeah.
still in the mentorship, I still listen, whatever stuff, but like it was like, yo, you're treating us like employees, right?
Yeah.
And then you're telling us this is a system and you follow it. It's not really like how to build a business and like think for yourself kind of vibe, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine for them. They have to make money that way, and that's you're selling them a structure. It's like it's not like we can tell people, hey, this is how you work out and this is how you eat food. You would have
But
to
do
give them
whatever you want.
structure. Yeah, we
Yeah.
do it. We can't say that either, so it makes
Yeah.
sense. But that's the thing. I was like, okay, the reason I'm doing whatever I'm doing is because I want to kind of like yes, learn from others, but also do what I like doing,
Yeah.
right? And then obviously work really hard and do all the possible things we can possibly do, but mold it in a way where like we're creating our lifestyle in the way we want it to, right? That's
Yeah.
the whole point. It might take longer and it might be like the longer path or whatever it is, but at least like the whole path you're gonna like it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I think that's one of the biggest things. But for me, I like learning.
yeah,
Like if you look at my YouTube history from fucking 2017 to 2024, it's all educational videos.
yeah, yeah,
Everything
yeah.
on my YouTube is like educational,
It's
right?
fire.
So it's like I like
Yeah,
learning. If I was and that when I was working that job, it's like, yo, like you're not really learning anything. Nothing's really new. It's like you go and do the same thing. And I was like,
yeah,
bro, I literally can't imagine doing this for like
yeah.
7, 8 years.
And I think that's important if someone's like young, like to do something like that that teaches you monotony, that teaches you just like constantly showing up and just working,
Yeah.
right? Because I had a similar thing when I worked at Canadian Tire warehouse. It was like only for like 4 months or 3 months probably, but it was like a 3:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. shift, which ridiculous warehouse job. But after I did that job, and it was the same thing every time you come in, there's wrapper
The box, right?
skids and shit, or like you would go in like the receiving area and like receive tires from the truck and put them out. And like I was like, after I did that job, I was like, yeah, I can probably do anything I really want. Like the work ethic it creates, and the return is like whatever, like you don't really get
four
anything.
dollars.
Yeah, like you don't really get much out of it, but except for the work ethic, all that stuff. So I think there's levels if you want to like, because nowadays it's also amplified the business stuff, start your own thing. People like fucking 16, 17. And some of them kill it, don't get me wrong, there's lots of sick examples,
Yeah, bro.
right? But like a lot of young kids, they're like, I just want to do my own thing on my phone, right? And like the work thing and laziness just fucking gets amplified, right? So I think having a job sometimes can teach you a lot of shit too.
But
But
you need a standard, right?
you need a standard, yeah, 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 100%.
If you're not around the, like you said it before, if you're not around the right people,
Yeah,
they don't really teach you anything or they don't show you anything. And they're just kind of like, what is it
yeah,
to do, right?
sure,
Like you need to like have
yeah,
that standard set for you. That's why like so many of like these successful families, that's why so many of their kids fail, right? Because they don't do that hard shit. And they
that
just
is
have
true.
so much freedom constantly,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
So they don't have like that comparison factor. So they're kind of just like, yo, like they don't want to work towards anything or do anything. They just want to fuck around and mess around all day long.
yeah.
So, but I
That's
think I think it the whole success thing changes from person to person, right? For sure.
100%. And bro, that was the main thing. I know I got to dip, you got to dip, you got to call, but like just
Yeah.
basically whoever's listening, redefine whatever success looks for you, making sure it does not like get dictated by whatever some even whatever we say or whatever someone else says, right? Because sometimes we can feel like, oh, shit, I'm not doing this, not doing that, but it's like, yeah, what does it mean for you, right? So
And
yeah,
that monetary is it monetary? What is it called?
yeah,
Mater-
monetary.
yeah,
Yeah,
the materialism stuff. Like I don't know. I've gone past it like significantly though.
yeah, but some people I think need to get there to get past it, in my opinion at least.
Yeah.
Because like once you get there, then because like all these rich people were chasing that Lambo, then they finally get there, and that's what created all the fucking momentum and work for them. Then they realize, oh shit, maybe I want to do something else or something bigger, or like I kind of like this stuff instead. But like I think working towards that crazy direction, like initially, bro, it's like when you're like dating or whatever, so you just want to like talk to a girl first, like or like
Yeah.
go on a date. But then after that, you start realizing, okay, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not the
The,
best, yeah,
yeah. The only thing with like the only thing I've seen, I'm sure you've seen it so much with the materialistic stuff.
yeah,
It's such a slippery slope.
for sure.
Because nothing will like it's just like one thing get like the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like it's kind of like those yeah, it's like those car guys, man. Like I think that's the best. Like they'll start off at a Honda and like Audi and then like Benz and they'll work their way up, but it's like
Yeah,
just constantly like going up and you know they just
yeah,
lose it, right?
yeah,
Their Benz that they once dreamed of is like never good enough now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's like, but that's everything. Like everything would become your
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like if someone enjoys something else instead, like I'm sure, like I know for a fact I'll do this show, whatever I plays. After that, I'll be like, fuck man, like whatever, what the fuck was that? I know for a fact it's gonna be like, okay, when's the next show? Or like, okay, what's the next phase in training? Right? Like I won't like I know like I'll try to be as present and like enjoy it per se, right? I know for how I'll try, but it's always like that. But I remember like me doing my CPA, I fucking like studied like 2 months, 8 hours every single day. And I'm like, I can't wait to get this done and get my CPA. I got my CPA and it was like a notification like January 8th or some shit. See, yeah, congratulations, you passed, you got your CPA. And I was like, oh, sick, yo. I got like a coffee with my boy and then sick. And then just back to work. Like
yeah,
literally nothing. It took my parents for dinner and like that's it, done, right? And there's no like the stimulus was not there. So I still haven't even found it. What actually stimulates me? I think what stimulates me is just like having a routine and working towards something on a daily basis. So
yeah.
like learn to find rewards daily, right?
That's
But
what that's what I learned. It's funny you mentioned that. What I've
yeah,
learned is yo, it's so fucked up, bro. It's so fucked up.
it's
Like
fucked, man. It's
no,
fried.
it's fucked up. Like everyone always chases like winning, right? And like whatever
Yeah,
aspect you define winning,
yeah,
we always chase winning, right? Like winning at this thing or that thing.
yeah.
But the winning itself is like so like short-lived, bro. Like it's so
Right.
fucked. Like it's kind of like it's like let's say Kobe, like he won, the NBA championship with the Lakers and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Then like everyone's like, oh, these guys won it. And like 2 days later, it's like, are these guys gonna defend their title next year? This team's a
Crazy,
threat. It's like, bro, they literally just won, right?
crazy.
And like these guys are like back in the gym, like
Yeah,
training
yeah,
to like
yeah.
defend the title. So it's like, I don't know, it's crazy, man. You'll have like fucking 6 years of like working towards something, then you'll
Yeah, yeah,
achieve it, and then it just instantly vanishes.
yeah. Yeah.
So
Actually, yeah. So
it's
I think
weird.
this is why it becomes more important to redefine what it means for you, right? And like it has to like I think long story short, it has to be something on a daily basis. Because if it's not, if you're chasing that one thing, you're in for like a fucking long ass road because there'll always be another thing. And so we're never really gonna feel like satisfied per se. Which is important, so you keep working towards something. At the same time, it's fried because then you want to like your life every single day. Which is not fun because you want to like something every day, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
redefining it makes sense. Or like it's important per se. But most people don't critically think, so it's hard.
Yeah, I think yeah, but I think you do need to go through like years of shit, right? Just to
Oh,
ensure.
100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And shit could be different for every. Sometimes it could be like, because like my years of shit per se, it's like I was working an accounting job. It was pretty sick. Like it's pretty stable. It was good, and it
Oh,
was a clear progression. Like it was nice, living a pretty good life. But in my head, I'm like, fuck, man, 70 years of this, that's fried. So that's what was scaring me per se, and that's why I pulled the trigger. And my job was pretty like I would say stable because that company actually launched in like 1990 or some shit. And like they're like a billion-dollar company or whatever it was. And they had like manufacturing all over. They actually acquired like three different companies at that point. Like they were just ripping it and their potential was just dumb. On the stock market, slowly increasing. So I knew the ceiling was there, 100% in that company. But like it would be like a fucking 50-year game. I'm like, yo,
Even bro, even the company I work for is very similar to that.
yeah.
I think I see that and I think that's a good thing. But yo, I also think it's horrible, man. Like
Yeah,
the
for sure.
promotion, the next promotion I was fighting for
Yeah,
was gonna be there's no guarantee when it's gonna happen
for sure.
because someone needs to leave or someone needs to get promoted, right?
Yeah.
Spot to open up. And then when that spot opens up for the next like 5 to 20 years,
Yeah.
there's already another 10 people in front of me that've already been
Yeah.
waiting for that. So you're
Yeah.
interviewing for like this position against
Yeah.
like 30 people, 25, 20 people.
Yeah.
So it's like the chance that like let's say this position opens up after like 8 years.
I
You
know.
apply and you don't get it. It's like what the fuck, bro? Like
Crazy.
you're just gonna keep doing the same shit for the next
Yeah.
years to just wait. So
Yeah.
that's what I didn't like. I didn't like the waiting because I felt like it
Yeah.
was out of my control.
Yeah.
So I didn't
And
like that things were out of my control. I'm like, yo, I need to have things in my control to kind of
fucking
get
yeah.
things in my like
Yeah.
get that create my own path.
Yeah.
If that
It's
makes sense.
it's it's so funny you fucking say that, bro, because one of the biggest things that threw me off was like I had 1 week of vacation, right? That's what it was my contract. And the second week I would get after being there for 5 years. And the third week I would get there after 10
Yeah,
years. And
yeah,
then 4 weeks, I'll get 15 years, bro. And like, what clipped for me? We were like celebrating this bookkeeper, like lady's like birthday or some shit. And they were like, oh, she's gonna be her 15th year here, and she's finally gonna get 4 weeks of vacation. I was like, what the fuck, bro? And like the funny part is I don't even take vacation. Like I don't even like last time I took a week, I don't like it was maybe like I don't know, I don't like maybe in February and shit like that, right?
yeah,
Even that time I would like work and stuff like that a little bit. So it's like it's not like I wanted to take vacations, but I was like the fact that I can't was
yeah.
like fucking with me so hard. I was like, bro, 15 years? And like then I'll get 4 weeks. And by 15, I'll be like whatever, like 40 years old. Right? So that was I was like, okay, yo, maybe like could do something by myself. I can probably so it was fried. Yeah.
Yo, that goes back to the whole choice thing, right? Like I was
Yeah,
mentioning
yeah, yeah.
before, like the freedom.
Yeah.
If I want to fucking fly to Thailand tomorrow or Quebec, I could just fucking fly. I
Yeah.
don't need to go send an email and like apply for vacation and get it
Yeah, that's
approved,
true. That's true.
right? So it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's all bullshit, bro.
It's
Fuck
dumb shit. Yeah. It's last point, but like I think it's like this is also what we do sometimes. You can get in the mindset of like it's uncertain or unstable, right? At times.
It's unstable.
Huh?
Everything's in your control.
Everything that's what yeah, but like uncertainty per se, if like how fucking Instagram shuts down or like this shuts down, whatever it is, then it's like you find solutions for it. But I'm
So
saying most people come with that mindset, right? Into it, it's like, okay, if I do this, it's gonna be so unstable. I like stability because they've been stable for so long, right? So now no one takes the leap to be like, yo, I can't really take that leap to be unstable, right? Or uncertain. So I know for a fact the conversations I've had, that's probably one of the biggest things. It's
yeah.
like it's if I do this, it's like, oh, it's gonna maybe take an income hit and all that stuff, and it's gonna be unstable for a little bit. So I understand
Well,
it, but yeah,
what I've realized, bro, is avoiding pain only leads to more pain.
that's a sick ending point, bro.
Yeah. So it's like if you're avoiding the hardships now,
Yeah,
you're gonna stay in the hardships that you already have right now forever. So it's like
big facts.
people are just
Okay.
crying for no reason. And the income thing is majority of the people that we talk to, bro, they live at home. They don't have kids and a mortgage. Like they're just fucking scared.
Yeah.
They're scared to do it. If someone told me that, yo, I'm scared to make a jump, I respect it, bro. They're being honest. If
For
someone
sure.
said, oh, I'm worried about money and they have like a stupid car and they're drinking, I'm like, shut up, bro. Right? And I don't know. Bro, I think, what did I take? Bro, I took over a 70% drop, bro, in income.
Mm.
70%, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, you just have to trust it, right? But
That's good perspective, right? For you. And bro, I took zero. Like I went from whatever, I think it was 70K in accounting to zero for like 2 years. It
I
was
know.
jokes. It was jokes. It was fucking jokes, bro. So I tell someone that, and they're like, "No way, bro." I'm like, "Yeah, bro." I was like, I still like sometimes, even last year, I was like in a break-even deficit, like because I just make dumb decisions at times in terms of paying for certain things, but like or like family obligations kick in, but like it's way better because I'm choosing what to do, what I'm doing,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So I think that's the biggest difference. But Okay. Anyways,
Do your thing.
redefine success.